All right, so today we're going to talk about knee folds. And knee folds is a fundamental. The benefits of knee folds is that it helps increase pelvic and torso stability during the leg movement. It creates awareness of working in the joint, the separation of the hip from the pelvis. And your leg is the longest lever that you move in your body. So it's important that we understand how the leg connects to the hip joint connects to the pelvis, and that fundamental movement. Remember, fundamental movements are subtle, they're powerful, they're teaching tools that help you undo habitual patterning or unhealthy movement patterns, and they help you to create more efficient movement patterns, which in turn, saves some energy, saves some joints, right? There are 7 things that I think are important for you to remember about fundamentals. And they refine specific aspects of each exercise. It connects your body, mind, and breath at the beginning of each session. It teaches you primary biomechanics of an exercise. It helps to strengthen and improve your techniques and your performance. It enhances your movement quality. You identify kind of those weak links in the movement chain, and you can start to strengthen those. And then you are also working in your own individual needs. All right, so constructive rest position is where we'll start, lying on the back, knees bent, and arms long at your side. All right, so you have your feet about a fist distance apart. Same thing with the knee. You find that neutral pelvis. Begin to allow the spine to imprint. And if you don't know what these words are, please go back and see the video where we talk about those specifically, in case you've jumped in the middle of the series, which is fine. I just want you to make sure that you grow your knowledge of each of them. The arms are curved at your side, pinky side down. There is space between the upper and lower jaw. The tip of the tongue behind the 2 front teeth. And the rest of the tongue is falling away from that soft palate. We want to maintain this imprint because we have a joint here called the hip joint. And so the leg can move from this joint. We don't need to lose the organization of everything else that we have. We can maintain that organization and move the leg, okay? So again, I'm going to turn my head so I can connect with you, but please, as you're doing it, make sure that you hold the head in alignment. So I want you to exhale fully and then bring one knee up so that it's directly knee over hip, right? So this is too far because I lost my integrity of my spine. So, and this is, right, not far enough. So we want to have knee over hip, right? I can feel that hip joint, and there I am. And then you'll start your inhale, and you'll bring it back down. Right, so the other thing that I want to make sure is that, see how I have a 90 degrees from my ankle to my knee to my hip, right? I'm not doing this. I'm not just having it come from my knee joint. I'm holding that so that as I lower it out, I came from this joint. This joint opened and it's back up, okay? All right, so I'll get into my alignment for a moment, and I'll do a couple. I usually like to do about 10 to 12 of these with quality. When you're first starting out, just start off with 3 or 5 repetitions. Remember, we want quality over quantity. And so it takes a while to build up. So once you get yourself organized, take a nice deep exhale.
So as you were doing this, I want you to really think about imprinting and breathing. So my exhale happens, about half of it's out before I let the leg float up. Same thing on inhale, about half of it's in before I take and open the hip joint to bring it down. So my breath, because I'm being patient and I'm allowing my natural breath to happen, those muscles that are engaging are helping me to stay imprinted, to stay with the movement. So as I exhale and get halfway out, my abdominals, that transverse abdominis, that iso-abs is really engaged. And as I inhale and get half the inhale in, I can really feel how the lungs are working as my natural sandbag to hold my rib cage and shoulders, kind of anchoring them in order to take that whole lever away. And the leg that's not moving, I can feel that entire foot on all corners of it, completely anchored. So once you've played around there, now we're going to play around with moving the legs from tabletop. So I have both knees up over top of my hips, and I'll start to move from here. So you'll lower one leg down and lift it up, and you'll lower the other leg down and lift it up. So now we're alternating between the legs. And again, we want to get most of that inhale in, half that exhale out. Get the inhale in, let it be your sandbag. Exhale, wait for that cinching sensation in the waist. Now we can practice one other thing where they start to move in the night, and they'll alternate. Just breathe naturally, but they're going to pass in the night. so when you're ready to finish your knee folds, you'll roll over to one side, rest the head, let it just drag up as you push up with your arms. And now we've moved on to knee folds. I hope you enjoyed creating a little more heat and exploration, and you're seeing how the fundamentals are all connecting together into a full body gentle workout. Thank you so much for being with me.